Hi guys, in today's session we are going to learn about allocation of frames, which is part of module 4. Okay, so I will start. CPU. Okay, CPU can execute the process if it is resides in main memory only. Generally the main memory is divided into equal size of partitions called the frames. So operating system can allocate these frames to the process using this 5 approaches. Okay, so that operating system allocate the frames to the process by using this 5 approaches, that is equal allocation, proportional allocation, priority allocation, global replacement allocation, as well as the local replacement allocation. Okay, so first I will explain equal allocation. What is meant by that equal allocation? So here, in case of equal allocation, okay, frames will be allocating equally among available process. Okay, frames will be allocating equally among available process. So consider it consists of, in this case it consists of two processes, that is P1 as well as the P2. Okay, it consists of two processes, that is P1 and then P2. P1 requires 10 frames. P1 requires 10 frames for the execution, whereas the process P2 requires 30 frames for the execution. Okay, but the size of the memory here is 40 frames. Okay, but the size of the memory is 40 frames. So this 40 frames will be distributed equally among these two processes. Okay, this 40 frames will be allocated equally among these two processes, that is P1 as well as the P2. So 40 divided by 2 means what? 40 by 2 means it's 20. So 20 frames will be allocated for the process P1 as well as the process P2. Okay, 20 frames will be allocated for the process P1 as well as the process P2. But the process P1 requires only 10 frames. So 10 frames of memory is going to be wasted here, because we are allocating the 20 frames for the process P1, but the P1 requires only 10 frames. So remaining 10 frames will be wasted. So in the same way, P2 requires 30 frames. Okay, P2 requires 30 frames, but only 20 frames. Okay, but only 20 frames of memory are allocated for the process P2. So extra it needs 10 frames of memory. So the disadvantages of equal allocation is that we are unnecessarily wasting the 10 frames of memory. So okay, so that we are unnecessarily wasting the 10 frames of memory, as well as we need 10 frames of memory extra. So in order to solve these problem, the proportional allocation method we are going to be used. Okay, so whereas the second method is proportional allocation. So whereas in this case the same thing. Okay, so that for example, consider that P1 requires 10 frames, whereas the P2 requires 30 frames of memory for the execution, but the size of the memory is the same thing, 40 frames. Okay, so here frames will be allocated based on the size of the process. Okay, based on the size of the process, frames will be allocated for each these process. Okay, so how it's going to be allocated? By using this formula, P1 is equal to P1 divided by P1 plus P2 star memory frames. Here P1 requires 10, so as it is 10, the size of P1 is once again 10. P2 requires 30 star memory frames. The size of the memory frames is 40. Okay, so 10 divided by 40 star 40. So in this way we are allocating P1 only 10 frames. So P1 also requires 10 frames. We are allocating also 10 frames. So in this way it solves the problem in case of the proportional allocation. In the same way you can calculate for the P2 also. P2 is equal to P2 divided by P1 plus P2 star memory frames. It means the size of the P2 here is, just look this formula, the P2 requires 30 divided by P1 is 10 plus P2 is 30 memory frame. Size of the memory frames is 40. So in the same way it's going to be cancelled. For that P2 we are allocating 30 frames. So 30 frames will be allocated for the process P2. So here we are not wasting any frames. Okay, for the process P1 we are allocating the 10 frames. For the process P2 we are allocating the 30 frames. So we are not wasting any frames. So but the problem in proportional allocation is that priority won't be considered. Okay, we are not considering any priority in this case. So it does not show any difference between the high priority process as well as the low priority process. Here the disadvantage is priority. Okay, in order to solve this priority problem, so we are having one more approach, that is priority allocation. Okay, so in case of the priority allocation, based upon the priority, frames will be allocated to each of the process. Okay, so frames will be allocated to the process based on the priority. The process with higher priority allocated more number of the frames. Okay, the process with lower priority allocated less number of frames. Higher priority means more frames, whereas lower priority means less number of frames. So in this way the priority allocation will work. And the next approach is global replacement allocation. Okay, so the next approach is global replacement allocation. In case of the global replacement allocation, so whenever CPU needs to execute a page, it checks whether that page is present in the main memory or not. Okay, so it checks whether that page is present in main memory or not. Suppose if the page is not present in the main memory, okay, if the page is not present in the main memory, so that problem we can call it as a page fault. So in this case what it will happen, the operating system loads that page from secondary memory to the primary memory. Okay, so next is that when the page is not there, then the operating system loads the page from secondary memory to the primary memory. It will load that page, that missing page will be loaded from secondary memory to the primary memory. So but assume that main memory is completely full. So consider that this is your main memory and this is your secondary memory. So that main memory is completely full. Then we have to replace one of the page in main memory. So that we need to replace one of the page in main memory in order to store the new page from the secondary memory. So that in order to transfer the page from secondary to memory to the main memory, we need to replace the pages from the main memory. So which page we need to replace? So in order to do that, we are having so many algorithms, that is FIFO, optimal page replacement, as well as that LRU. Okay, so by using all these algorithms, we are going to replace the page in the main memory in order to get the new page from the secondary memory. Whereas in case of this global replacement allocation, so it allows the process to select a frame by the list of all the frames. Okay, so for example, so in case of the global replacement allocation, consider this is your main memory. Okay, so here 5 frames are allocated for the process P1, whereas 3 frames will be allocated for the process P2. You can consider that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 frames for the process P1, and this is the division. Okay, and 3 frames are allocated for the process P2. So by using this global replacement allocation, it allows the process to select a frame from list of all the process. Okay, list of all the frames, even though the frames it is allocated to some other process. For example, that process P1 can take a frame from the process P2. Likewise, process P2, okay, can take a frame from the process P1, which is okay, like that it's going to be conducted. So while executing a process P2, if any interrupt occurs, okay, if any interrupt occurs, if we use this global replacement allocation, then we can store the process P2 page from the process P1 also. Okay, we can store the page process P2 from the process P1 also. And the one more advantage is that high priority process can take a frame from the lower priority process. For example, that process P1 is the higher priority process and the process P2 is lower priority process. So that the process P1 can take a frame from the lower priority process. So the higher priority process will have the will have more frames as compared to that of the process P2. So if the frames is more, then definitely the page fault rate will be decreased. Okay, so in this way, this is the major advantages of this global replacement allocation. Okay, it's very simple. So this is the process P1 is the higher priority process because it consists of 5 frames, whereas the process P2 it is the lower priority process because it contains only 3 frames. Okay, so that the higher priority process can take a frame. The process P1 can take this frame also, this frame also. So definitely the number of frames for the process P1 will be increased. If the number of frames will be increased means, then definitely there will be no page fault for this process P1. Okay, so the lower priority process will have the higher rate of page fault. So this is the problem. So that the major disadvantages of this global replacement allocation is that the paging behavior of one process will affect the paging behavior of another process. So that if we take the pages from here, then definitely it will affect the other pages also. So this is the major disadvantages of this global replacement allocation. And the next concept is local replacement allocation. So in case of local replacement allocation, it allocates a process to select a frame from its own allocated frames. So here we are having the 2 frames, that is P1 and then P2. So it will allocate a frame from its own process, that's it. Okay, CPU is executing a process P1. We have to store the process P1 page only in the allocated frames, that's it. Okay, so 5 frames are allocated for the process P1. Only in that 5 frames only the corresponding process P1 page will be stored. Okay, we are not storing the process P1 pages in the process P2 also. For example, in the last example that I have explained that we can use the process P1 frames as well as the process P2 simultaneously, but here it's not possible in case of the local replacement allocation. So this is your process P2. It consists of 3 frames, for example. Okay, so here so that one process cannot take the frames from the another process. Okay, P1 cannot take the frames from the P2 process, as well as the P2 cannot take the frames from the process P1. So it's not possible like that. Okay, so P2 cannot take the frames from the process P1, it's not possible. So in this way, the considering the global replacement allocation as well as the local replacement allocation, global replacement allocation produces the better throughput. Okay, GRA, global replacement allocation, it produces the better throughput compared to that of the local replacement allocation. Very important concept for your exam. Thank you.